Hi, welcome to Happier Ladies, a podcast where we discuss all things related to the Happier and Happier in Hollywood podcasts.
We're sisters
And superfans.
who can't get enough happier.
So we created our own podcast to keep the conversation going.
I'm Malika Amandi, a SoCal native living in Western Massachusetts, a new mom, and an entrepreneur. I'm here with my sister, Azizi Williams.
That's me. I live and work in the LA area. I'm a not-so-new mom, and I'm an education professional in the independent school world. In this episode, Malika shares a shortcut to happy to help with decision fatigue, and I do a deep dive into my skincare routine.
But first, I have some news, Azizi.
All right, let's hear it.
So I talked in an earlier episode about how I joined the rec center at the university where I work, and I went to my first spin class this week.
Yay, Malika!
Yay! 2 consecutive days I went to spin class. So
2 consecutive days, like
yes,
one day and then the next day you went back?
I did. Yes.
Wow, that's a lot.
It was. I wasn't sure if I would have the time on the second day, but it just so worked out that I was able to do it before coming home from work. And so I decided, like, why not? I should just go for it. I think ordinarily I wouldn't have, but like, you did it yesterday, it's fine. But I felt like because we've been talking about the upward spiral, like, just lean in. Why not?
Yes.
Try more. Because the first one was so much fun. And it felt so good to exercise at that level that I just haven't for a really long time.
Yeah.
And so my body was like, yes, more, please. It's funny because it was like, I just haven't exerted that much energy in a long time, like where you're really, really sweating and
Yeah.
breathing hard. I had so much energy the rest of the day,
Wow.
which is like, it doesn't make sense.
It's counterintuitive.
It does not make sense.
Yeah.
But what is funny is that the majority of the people in this gym are students and all of the instructors are students. And so I've done spinning classes before, and usually there's like a cheerleader element to the teacher and like kind of a, I don't want to say a guru element, but like wise counsel, like sometimes the vibe yoga teachers have where they're giving you life advice or like.
Malika, I've seen the Peloton commercials,
Okay.
so I have some context for what this is like.
So in the class yesterday, the teacher's doing she's a junior and she's giving her inspirational message at the end. And she's like, even if you have homework, like still make time for class. Like it's really important for you to take care of yourself and don't get bogged down by your assignments. Like you still deserve to work out. And I was just like, that's so true. Even if I have homework.
Even if you have assignments, Malika. Even if you have an exam the next day.
Yes.
Make time for yourself.
Yes.
I love that. I love that for all the students and for you.
Yeah.
Students. So was it hard to get there? What was the journey like to get to the class?
It's so easy. It's just maybe leaving from my office to actually get to the like locker room and check out a lock and all of that. Maybe 6 minutes, 7 minutes.
That's it?
I know.
You were 6 minutes away from spin for a
know.
whole year.
Isn't that unbelievable?
That's wild.
Maybe 10 minutes if there's a line somewhere.
Uh-huh.
I think mostly it's going to be like 6 minutes, 7 minutes.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. There are other options there. I do like a class, so I'm interested in trying the yoga classes, and they have Pilates. They have other classes, but I'm in a pretty narrow time band.
Right.
After work. So I haven't just explored the other equipment and stuff. But we'll see. There's options. I've got space. And I took your advice. Even when I don't go to the gym, I'm going through the building to get to work. And when I leave, just so I can feel more like, oh, this is my space. I belong here.
Yes.
That
just
kind of
in
thing.
the building.
Exactly.
You're going to learn people's names. They're going to like expect to see you. It's going to be your third space. That's awesome.
Yes.
Congratulations, Malika.
Thank you.
We're back with Shortcut to Happy, where we share a simple strategy that will make you happier.
Okay, Azizi, I'm going to paint a picture for you.
Okay.
Imagine that you've had a long day at work and you have plans to go to dinner with Grayson, your beloved. And by the time you get home and then you leave and you get to the restaurant, you're just tired. You want to enjoy the meal, but you're tired. You've been making decisions all day long. You don't want to make any more decisions, but you need to eat. And the waiter's like coming back around again soon. So what do?
Oh, I don't know. That sounds terrible, Malika. I can picture it. I'm there. I'm hungry. What do
I
I
know, right?
do? What
Okay.
do I do? Tell me.
So I have a solution, and actually, you know what the solution is.
I do.
Tell us, what is it?
It's the menu captain.
Exactly. Okay, so this is something that Norm and I do sometimes, and it's actually inspired from a Happier episode a really long time ago. A listener had written in to talk about how her and her obliger partner manage shared tasks around their house, and they came up with this concept of like having a head chef. So they would switch roles being head chef, but the head chef just decided what needed to be made and made dinner. And it was like, no questions asked.
Mm-hmm.
And they had another one like head CFO. The head CFO just did all the budgeting for the month or however long they had these roles. And so it was like obligers can tend to like defer a lot to one another. And so to kind of get over that and make things happen, just having very clear roles is helpful. Because then when you're not in that role, you can really relax and not worry about that thing. So Norm and I do this with ordering at a restaurant. Sometimes you want to pour over a menu and pick exactly what you're going to eat. But other times, like the scenario I've painted, you just don't want to worry about the details and you want someone else to do the work for you. So then one person can volunteer or be assigned menu captain.
I like to be assigned. Okay, Malika, do you do this before you get to the restaurant? Do you make these assignments, or is it at the table that you're making this assignment?
It's often at the table in
Okay.
our dynamic. So it happens a lot at like Asian restaurants where we would typically order family style anyway.
Right.
And it's like, I feel like I'm looking at the menu and my eyes glaze over. You know, there's so many options. And then I'll be like, Norm, do you want to be the menu captain? Or he'll ask me the same thing. And then you can just close your menu and relax.
Nice. Just let the food wash over you.
Be surprised by what's going to come.
Mm-hmm.
Usually the menu captain doesn't check in with the other person like, okay, so I'm going to do this, this, and this. What do you think? It's just like, okay, when the server comes, I'll tell them.
Nice.
So Azizi, how do you use the menu captain?
Right. Okay. So the menu captain, when you shared this with me, I was like, this is kind of brilliant because again, I'm in that scenario sometimes. And sometimes you just kind of go back and forth or you don't really care. You can't think of something. But Grayson and I, we don't actually go out to eat that often. So we have the DoorDash captain.
Got it.
We actually order food more than we go out, way more than we go out. It's usually on a Thursday or Friday night. And yeah, literally we come home and we are tired and don't even want to go out. And the options are endless. Not only do you have to decide what the cuisine is, what the restaurant is, but then also what you are eating on that menu. So sometimes I'll just say, you know what? I have a late meeting. If you want to order, that's fine. You can just be the captain. Whatever you decide, I'm going to be delighted. And that works. So like yesterday, Grayson was out in the garden and he was really into it. And he was working on some project out there. It was like 6 o'clock. I had just gotten home. I was hungry. And I was like, you know what? Do you want me to just be the captain? And he's like, yes, whatever you want to order is fine. And then I did. It was funny. I'll tell you a little bit later what happened with that order last night. But just to say that this is a great hack and we definitely use it often.
So what happened?
Okay, so
I can't wait very much later. I don't...
okay, I was gonna reveal it later. So what happened was I got Thai food from Daisy Mint, which is so good here in Pasadena. Again, when you order Asian food, you have to pick proteins. And so it's good to have like a variety. And I was going back and forth and is this too much? Is it too little? finally, I put in my order. I was happy with it. And then when it came, I realized everything had beef in it. Like, I had like
Oh,
5
no.
different dishes. They all had beef. This is not a problem. This is not like a disaster. But usually I try to mix it up with like a little chicken, a little tofu.
You just forgot and kept getting beef?
I don't know, maybe it's something with the ordering. I thought that I had mixed it up, but then I guess I didn't double check, or maybe there was a default setting. I don't know what happened, but I'm not a big beef eater. And then when it came, Grayson's like, there's no problem here.
He likes
It's
it.
like, he likes beef. I was like, oh, when you have, 6 different dishes, you want a little more
Yes.
variety. So that was like a wah. But, I did it. No one could be upset. So,
That leads me to another point, which is that being the captain of the meal can be kind of an opportunity to impress or to flex,
yeah.
your choice making. So I can think of a few times when we have been out as a family, like extended family. So you, me, our parents, your children, my spouse, your spouse, out at like a Chinese food restaurant. And we've asked Ilea and Sinai to do the ordering for everybody.
Yeah.
And they always do a good job. And I think it's a really good skill to like assess the group, know how much to order based on how many people there are, get a variety of things, textures, flavors, proteins, and they always knock it out of the park whenever they do that. So it's fun to see them kind of discussing and deciding. And
It's interesting because Ilea started doing this at a very young age. I don't know. She just picked up this knack, and she would go to Din Tai Fung with her friends without me. Like, this is something they did in high school. And then she just sort of developed this sense of what to order based on how many people, how many dishes to get. And it's been a huge help. So now when we go to Din Tai Fung, especially, you just hand the little menu card over to Ilea and say, oh, go ahead,
yes,
do your magic. And she does. And it occurs to me she's also a really good DJ. Maybe there's something there. She also makes a good playlist. So maybe there's something about ordering and
curating experiences for others.
Yes, thinking about the other people.
Interesting.
Something there related. But yes, Ilea, shout out to my oldest daughter. She's really good at this.
From those who aren't from LA or Taiwan, Din Tai Fung is a Taiwanese restaurant that has like a very large menu, and you kind of mark off what you want on a sheet of paper. I think it's gotten more Western since they've been in California, but it's not like a super easy menu to interpret or understand if you haven't seen it before.
Right. It takes some navigating and, knowing the crowd and knowing the mix of meat, pork, seafood, veggies, all of that.
Yeah.
He's good at it.
In our house, we do this with like the menu when we're out, but I also want to give an endorsement for captaining in general. We use it a lot in our house. Norm is the laundry captain. I'm the grocery captain. We switch off who's going to be the date captain to plan a date. And you could really captain anything, anywhere there's vertical ownership of a task or a project.
What is vertical ownership?
That means like you own the whole thing, the whole task and all of the subtasks associated with it.
That's really funny. I mean, when I think about all of those things you just listed, like all of those things, Grayson and I just do our own things. I do my own laundry. He does his own laundry. Sinai and Ilea do their own laundry. He buys his groceries and what he wants to make us for dinner. I buy my groceries for lunch and snacks, whatever, for Sinai's lunches. And, it's just bananas. It doesn't make sense. It's not efficient. Maybe it's just like 2 grown people who got married later in life who already had their, rhythm. We parallel laundry, like just alongside each other.
But for dinner, like Grayson is the dinner captain. He makes dinner every night.
Grayson is the dinner captain, and he can call kitchen surprise night where whatever's in the refrigerator, we're on our own, basically, when it's a kitchen surprise. And so we figure it out, and that's fine. He can always do that. But yes, that is his domain. He gets a butcher box. He has his meat. He has his own freezer in the garage that we cannot touch. His freezer. The deep freeze that, no questions asked. So exactly. That's interesting though, Malika. I'm getting like you guys have control of domains.
Yeah.
In your house. That's cool. So let us know if you have a similar system in your spheres, or maybe you've tried this table captain, menu captain before in your house. Let us know how it works for you.
Let's take a break, and when we return, Azizi will give us the ins and outs of her skincare routine. Azizi, how's your dinner game these days?
Well, Malika, I used to struggle with what to cook for dinner.
You're cooking now?
Okay. Actually, my husband used to struggle with what to make for dinner. I mean, meal planning, grocery lists, yuck. But then we found Prep Dish. It's a weekly meal planning service that tells you exactly what to cook. And now they've partnered with Instacart, so your grocery list becomes a ready-to-go online cart.
Ooh, what's in your cart, Azizi?
All of the Prep Dish ingredients, plus I can add energy drinks, chili crisp, lipstick, whatever, and check out in just a few clicks. Shopping online is so fun. The meals are family-friendly, healthy, and super easy to prep. Dinner is easy to make, and now we look forward to new tasty meals.
Prep Dish is offering our listeners 2 weeks free. Just head to prepdish.com/happierladies to sign up. Again, that's prepdish.com/happierladies.
With a major selection of the looks your kiddos love starting at just $4 in the Walmart app, a new school year means a stylish new them. Who knew? Find skater skirts and Crocs that say, I'm casual but cool. Sparkly sneakers that say, it's my classroom, you're just learning in it. And preppy polos that say, I'm the teacher's pet, even if they're mommy's menace at home. Find their favorite styles starting at just $4 in the app. The Walmart you thought you knew is now new.
And we are back. Our next segment is Take a Breath, where we share about something that's feeding our soul.
Okay, I'm so excited, Malika. It's finally time. I'm thinking about this for a while. I was so inspired by Sarah Fain. We have a lot in common, and she did a deep dive into some of her favorite skincare products, and she kind of does this throughout the podcast. And I thought, I'd love to share what I'm doing or what I'm into right now. So first of all, I started getting into skincare like everyone else, through my daughter's enthusiasm for trying new products. So, somewhere around the pandemic, my two daughters got into the, YouTube influencers talking about skincare and trying out different products. And then they started talking about it with each other. They started purchasing some products. I mean, my skincare routine was like Dr. Bronner soap for my face to cleanse it, and sunscreen basically is what I was doing, and maybe moisturizer at night. So around this time, I hit 40s. I was also starting to notice I didn't have that youthful glow anymore that I did when I was younger. Like my skin used to just glow naturally and it was kind of dull. And I was curious about what that was about and if I can do anything and if these products would help kind of give me a boost. So I just put my skincare in a basket here, and I'm just going to go through some of the products that I've been using, and I'll link these things in the episode description.
Azizi, what is in your skincare basket?
Okay. Starting off with the cleanser, I actually do still use Dr. Bronner's soap quite a bit for the cleanser. So that's still definitely part of the routine. I like the minty one because, it's interesting. I'm prone to allergies and I find like the menthol kind of helps clear my nose anyway. So that is something that I use to cleanse. But I also found this foaming cleanser and it's an Australian product. It's called Go To and it's out of stock right now. So I'm going to be looking for another foam cleanser because I really like the way that felt. It didn't feel too heavy on my skin. So that's going to be the next thing that I buy. So that's usually how I cleanse. I also have this great wash / scrub / mask from the Body Shop. Now let's just have a moment of silence for the Body Shop. The Body Shop, that was my go-to place when I was in high school. I grew up at the Body Shop. I developed a love for natural skincare products there. And they suddenly went out of business in the United States, just closed all their stores. And that was it. One day they're there, the next day they were gone. Their website is down in the United States. This was a part of my Denver airport routine, was going to the Body Shop and buying some travel size product. And the last time I was there over the summer, Malika, it's still there. The gate is down. All the products are in the store. No one is there. It's so sad.
Wow.
So anyway, there are still some things on Amazon that you can get from the Body Shop. So this is their Tea Tree 3-in-1 Wash Scrub Mask. It's like a very gentle exfoliator, but also has kind of a mud texture to it with tea tree, which is great for blemishy skin, which I tend to have. So you can just use it as a face wash, or you could scrub it a little bit more to get more exfoliating action on there, or you can just leave it on for a while and it gets a little tingly, and it's a mask. So that is something that I mix in also occasionally.
How often do you do that?
Maybe twice a week.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 or 3 times a week, I'll use that tea tree mask. They have a whole tea tree line. I have 2 products from there. They're fantastic. So again, I'm so sad that they're going out of business. I know that they have the Body Shop in other parts of the world. And so I'm hoping that they'll still continue to be available on Amazon. So that's one of them. So I do that. And then I actually don't tone. I skip the toner. I don't actually think it does anything. I don't use it. I don't need it. So I don't have toner, but I do use a vitamin C product. And right now I have Sephora's Vitamin C plus E Super Glow Serum. And I've had different vitamin C serums. This one is not necessarily exceptionally better than others, but it does the job. And I really think it's the vitamin C that gives the glow that provides a little bit of, I don't know. I'm not going to get into the science. I'm not a dermatologist. I don't actually know what's happening. But I do know that the vitamin C is a key part of the routine. So I use this vitamin C serum. And then the other thing that I found is the niacinamide serum. And this is from a product called The Ordinary, which actually has a fantastic line of products. I learned about this from my daughters because they are very affordable. Nothing I have here is over $20. Much of it is under $10. This product from The Ordinary is maybe $9. It's really inexpensive. And what it does is help to resurface your skin, like make this texture of your skin smooth. And I've found that it definitely helps. So the vitamin C plus the niacinamide, those are 2 serums that I use pretty much day and night. Now, the next step that I do, let's say for nighttime, I will mix it up. I will either use the retinol from The Ordinary, or I've discovered this new line of products, like this new kind of thing to use, which is a night mask. And a night mask, essentially what it is, you know, when you use a sheet mask, Malika, and then it leaves like the residue on your skin?
Oh, yeah. The like dewy stuff.
A night mask is basically just the dewy stuff. It's like just that moisturizing stuff that the sheet mask leaves behind. So I do that every night, and I have 2 that I really like. One of them is the Body Shop's Tea Tree Skin Clearing Night Mask. And so that goes with their Tea Tree line. So I like that. Or I found Ultimate Nourishing Rice Overnight Spa Mask. And this is a Korean skincare product. I think I learned about it through Wirecutter, but it's on Amazon. It's inexpensive. It's easy to find. And it's so moisturizing and just feels really good on your skin. So that is the last part of my night care routine. So in the morning, I will also cleanse. I'll use the vitamin C. I'll use the niacinamide. And then I will use the Nourish oil-free antioxidant facial moisturizer from Trader Joe's. I think it's like an Oil of Olay dupe kind of thing. So it's just a very basic, light moisturizer. And so I'll put that on because my face tends to be dry. And then I'll use the sunscreens. So when Sarah was talking about the supergoop and the next episode, so many people wrote in to talk about the Trader Joe's dupe. I was also one of those people who was like, wait, there's a cheaper one. Trader Joe's Daily Facial Sunscreen Broad Spectrum SPF 40 is fantastic. I love the way this feels on my skin, so I'll use this mostly. But sometimes I'll mix it in with the Tula Probiotic and Superfoods Skincare. This is Protect Plus Glow Daily Sunscreen Gel Broad Spectrum SPF 30. So the thing about the Tula is that it actually has a glow. Like you will be glowing. You can fake that inner glow because it leaves your skin glowy, like with a kind of a gold tone a little bit in a way that I really like. The problem with this is that it is expensive. It's pushing $30 for a smallish bottle. And I used to use it straight and now I'm mixing it with the Trader Joe's product. So it's less glowy and it goes a little further, but this is definitely the splurge for me.
Wow.
Those are all my products.
Well, with the nighttime things, do they absorb into your skin? Like a night mask makes me feel like you can't put your face on the pillow.
It absorbs in your skin. It takes a little bit longer, but I don't have any issue with the pillows. It's like maybe it takes 10 minutes to absorb.
I see.
Yeah. It just feels very good.
Hmm.
Yeah. So what's your skincare routine, Malika? What do you do?
All right. Well, for the daytime, I splash water on my face.
Okay.
And then I use Cetaphil Daily Facial Moisturizer, SPF 50. And sometimes
That's
at
it?
work, I use
Water?
sometimes I use Aquaphor lip balm during the day.
Wow.
I guess I have some makeup products that I use, but that's a whole separate category, right?
That is a separate category.
That's the skincare. And then at nighttime, I use Cetaphil Sensitive Skin Facial Cleanser and the same moisturizer that I used in the morning.
With the SPF?
Yep.
Is it very sunny in your bedroom?
I just figure, it's easier to have one, and maybe if I'm giving myself 2 doses in the day that it'll like last longer somehow.
Like your skin is storing up the SPF for a rainy day. Is that what's happening? Wow. Okay. That's very minimal. That's
is.
like the least you could do. So basically what you're saying is you use no soap.
Well, I use the facial cleanser at nighttime.
Oh, that's right. You did say that.
Yeah. There was a period I think it was during the pandemic. I had a friend who was working at doing like her own business through like a multi-level marketing company. I won't say which one it was.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to support her. So I got a lot of skincare products from that. And I'd heard that they had good skincare products. So I kind of like splurged because I wanted to help her in her business. So for, I don't know, 3 months, 4 months, I was using these products that involved like masks and serums and lots of steps. And it did make my skin feel really good. Like the first day I did everything, I was like, oh my gosh, I feel like I just got a facial. And like, this is just my life. This is just like me in the morning. What an amazing feeling. But then, I re-upped the products a couple times. She stopped doing that. I didn't want to buy them from somebody else. And so it just kind of like,
that was it.
Everything expired and it just played out. And I just went back to my small routine. I still enjoy getting a facial like a few times a year and having that special feeling, but I don't know. I think I'm okay with just the day-to-day being a little more plain.
Well, that's okay, Malika. I think that's the phase of life that you are in where you can't give too much attention to this area right now. And it's working for you, so that's okay.
I'm curious. I don't know if my natural glow has dissipated already. It might have.
Well, but you use makeup, like you said. And what's interesting is that I don't like makeup. I don't use makeup. I rarely put on a foundation or a cover up, a handful of times a year. So it's just my skin. But the other thing is, I really like the way Sarah approached it, which is it's like a hobby. It's just a thing that is fun and feels good to do. It feels good as a part of the routine. It's, not required. It's not essential, but it's fun for me right now.
Well, I'm glad you have something that is fun in a basket.
Thank you. It's not always in the basket. I usually just store them in my bathroom. I take up 2/3 of our medicine cabinet and I install the whole other cabinet that's just for me.
Wow.
But yes, that is currently what I'm doing. But then I also have some tools. So, Malika, I talked about the face washing wristbands a little while back that I got. They're like scrunchies that you put on your wrist and it prevents the water from splashing everywhere, especially going down your arms and getting your shirt and everything like that. I really love these scrunchies. Essentially, that's what they are. But if you look on Amazon, you'll see a lot of different kinds. And then I gifted some to Malika so that she could try it. And I'm curious, how are they, Malika?
You sent me some in the mail.
I did, with a cute headband to go with it to keep the hair from your face. Like, I think it was for your birthday.
We had not discussed this before they arrived in the mail. So
No, it was a surprise.
it was a surprise. I knew it was from you. There was also a gift receipt in there.
Right.
So I got it and I chuckled and I inside was like, I'm never going to use this. Like,
What?
I don't need it. It's not a product that I have a want for or a desire for. I don't think it's necessary for me. And so I don't want to use it because then I won't be able to return it. And then it will really just go to waste.
So you just have it at your house?
So I returned it.
What? You returned it? Malika, I wanted you to try it. It's for the podcast.
I
So
know.
that we can talk about how it went and compared notes because you hadn't tried it before.
Well, we didn't talk about that ahead of time. I just have to say, in my own defense, I wasn't foiling a plan that we had made. I just thought it was nice that you sent them, but also that you included a gift receipt, knowing I might not use it. And so I just went ahead and was doing another Amazon return. Let's just keep it moving. I wouldn't feel good just using it once.
Well, guess what you have coming in the mail?
Oh,
for,
no.
For Christmas. We're going to try again.
No.
The listeners need to know how you experience this.
Oh,
so
man.
You're getting more. Just wait. It's
Oh,
going to
man.
come. It's going to be a surprise again. No gift receipt this time.
Oh, no.
Because you're going to see that they are amazing. I am so confident that you're going to love these wristbands. I highly recommend, by the way. So if anyone is wondering, I think you should give them a try. They're like $3. You could find them at Ross in the skincare section. They are very inexpensive. And it just adds to the ambiance of the I am taking care of myself right now. So it's like you're putting on your costume, you're getting ready to indulge in self-care. It adds to the ambiance. So anyway, that's part of my tool is these wristbands, which Malika will soon have. Again.
Okay, well, next time, now that I know this is very important to you, I'll try it. Though I don't get water on my shirt, so I don't.
I'm just saying, you just have to try it.
We'll see it.
It's going to feel more comfortable with all that water splashing you're doing. It's going to be more comfortable. So you're going to have more coming to you. And then if you don't like it, you can hold it for me and I will take them.
Have a set here.
Exactly. I'll have a set there.
Okay, deal.
Good. These are tools that I use, but I also have in my bathroom a fan, like an actual hand fan, because sometimes in the morning, especially if I'm getting ready after I work out, I'm a little hot or I'm sweaty or it's taking a little longer for the product to soak in. And so I just use a fan to kind of speed up the drying process. Or if I have a mask on or something like that, I might use the fan. So that's been handy in the bathroom. And then on occasion, I'll use a sheet mask. Any particular one, I'm not really that picky about it. It's just nice to have that moment where you have to kind of relax for 10 minutes while it does its thing. I'll use salicylic acid. I have like pads that have that on it, or I have the concentrated drops. If I have a breakout, I tend to break out around my period. So I use that. And then sometimes I'll use a lip scrub, like an exfoliator on my lips, which just feels really good. And then most nights I use a lip mask. And those I just got from Bath and Body Works, but they have a ton of them everywhere.
See, I find with lip products, like the less I use, the better my lips are. Because I've gotten into cycles with different chapsticks and things, and it's just like it sucks it up and then it makes them dry and then they peel and I need more. And then I don't know. I feel like I'm on a good layer of lip skin now, and I just want to maintain that by doing nothing.
You're right. I used to be a huge fan of Burt's Bees.
Mm-hmm.
And I did notice that they actually dry out my skin. In particular in the summer months, like when it's really hot. I don't know. It seems like certain times of the year it's harsher than others. So I switched to Dr. Bronner's actually makes like an unscented chapstick, and it's blue. I can't think what the name is. I didn't bring it with me, but it actually has very few products in it.
Mm-hmm.
And that feels a little more nourishing. But the lip mask that I use, it doesn't bother me at all. My skin gets dry at night and it keeps my lips, moisturized. So I like it.
On the subject of skincare, so I've been doing my Ayurveda research, reading some books, and there is a whole like beauty skincare regimen side to the Ayurveda practice, which I think you would get really into, Azizi. It is making me feel like there's a couple things I want to try, like pulling or like tongue scraping.
Oh, that's right. Like the oil pulling they do.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's not quite skincare, but there is a lot of oiling that happens.
Huh.
And like oiling of the hands and the feet and the whole body.
Yes.
And like there's a lot of seasonality kind of alignments, but I do like putting oil on my feet at nighttime. I just was doing that kind of intuitively.
Yeah.
I have like a Badger Balm foot rub, but that's a big part of that practice, oiling your feet and your head, I guess.
Right. I heard about that, like oiling your hair. And I think we grew up with lotion and lotioning everything. And I definitely use Nivea, and I have a heavier Nivea cream that I use on my feet and things like that. I'm sure I would get into that. Yeah.
I didn't mention lotion. I use lotion anytime I take a shower. I lotion everywhere.
Yeah. I'm thinking about getting Gretchen's lotion warmer, especially in the winter. I think that would elevate the experience.
In the winter in LA, okay?
It gets to the 60s, Malika. It gets to the 60s. It's cold, and it would feel better to have a lotion warmer. So the problem is that my bathroom is very, very small. I don't know where I would put these things, but I will find a way. So on my list.
That's funny.
Do you have any sensitive skincare tips?
Well, I learned recently that fragrance-free and unscented are not the same. So I'm pretty sensitive to fragrances in products. And actually with Cetaphil, there's like a fragrance-free version and a regular version, and I can't use the regular version.
Oh, wow.
So fragrance-free means that there hasn't been any fragrance added to kind of cover up the smell of the product. And unscented means that they might have kind of added chemicals into the product that neutralize or mask the odor of other ingredients. So even though it doesn't smell, it might be because there are additional things in that product. I've just learned like less is more for sensitive skin. The fewer things that are in there, the better. And then for exfoliating, an esthetician told me this, there's different gloves and things that you can use to exfoliate. She said, don't use materials that you're going to reuse because they can harbor bacteria. So it's better to use products that have like an exfoliating agent in them, like some kind of texture in the product itself versus a brush or a glove. Unless you're really vigilant about cleaning it, that can cause more issues.
Do you know, I've never had a facial before.
I mean, Azizi.
I know.
What is this? You've got this huge basket.
I do it myself. I have the basket. I have hands.
You have hands
myself.
Okay. I think that would be a fun thing. We could do it together, or maybe I'll gift you one because it is a special experience. They have a steam situation. There's like steam constantly flowing over your face while they're doing the things. It also includes like an upper back massage and like your décolletage, like everywhere above your chest.
Yeah.
Between your chin and your chest, that's included. They're sometimes using products there, but they're also massaging it and like your neck and your scalp. I really enjoy it.
I've never felt like I need a facial. I've never felt that way, but I'd be happy to go. I just don't take myself. But yes, you've made it sound like a fun experience.
Maybe on your 25 for 25 list.
Maybe on my 25 for 25 list. It's true. So tell us about your skincare routine. What did we leave out? What do you love? Are you more of a Malika? Are you more of an Azizi when it comes to your skincare routine? Let us know. Let's take a break, and when we get back, we will do peaks and valleys.
This episode is brought to you by Nespresso and Samra Origins by The Weekend Coffee Collection.
Introducing Samra Origins. My collaboration with Nespresso is a connection to my roots, to my mother, Samra. Coffee that hits the right notes. It transports you. Crafted with unique notes and bold, soaring flavors, Experience a taste that moves you. Nespresso and Samra Origins.
Discover more at Nespresso.com.
All right, we are back with peaks and valleys because in life there are always peaks and valleys. This is an even episode, so Azizi, you're up first with a peak.
My peak is that I am one book away from reaching my 12-book goal this year.
Wow!
I know. I'm so proud of myself.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Not that long ago, you were just going to call it off.
I think when we were maybe 3 months into the year and I gave myself a valley because I had read no books or something like that, because in my mind that meant one book a month. But then towards the end of the school year, I picked up steam. And then just over the summer, I just really got into an upward spiral of book reading. And, most of them were on Libby of all the things. Like that was a thing I couldn't quite figure out. And it was on my list. And then I figured it out. And then it just created like goals because you have to read it before the book gets checked back in. And thank you to all the listeners who gave us tips and suggestions about how to prevent the book from being checked back in. But I actually like to use that as, I better finish this by then to have some momentum. And then a few of them I actually read. Yeah. And shout out to the listener who suggested Blonde. That was a fantastic read. I'm into Marilyn Monroe, so I really love that. It was perfect for the summer vacation time. Yeah.
Were you mostly doing audiobooks or reading them like pages or combination?
Mostly audiobooks. There were a few that I actually have the paper books. And then I will often get the paper book of the audiobook that I have. Just, I don't know why. I just like to have a record around of what I've read, but most of them are audiobooks. And so there are some things that I had to take a step back from, some things on my commute so that I could make time for the books, because that's what I realized. Like if I prefer an audiobook, then what am I already listening to and how am I going to make time for the audiobook? And so I had to turn off some things so that I can make time for the audiobook.
Well, good for you. That's something to be very proud of. And we still have several months left.
I know. I have several months to finish that last book. Or maybe I'll bump it up a little bit. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. But yeah, I'm happy. I'm really proud of myself for reaching that goal.
Good.
What's your valley, Malika?
So my valley, I think this is a recurring one, but it's about not putting art on the walls. At home and in the office now.
Okay.
So I had this goal of like kind of zhuzhing up my office over the summer. And I did bring in a faux plant.
Oh, good.
So that's something. But I just had this realization last week as I was meeting with my first student in person again. Of like, oh man, it's in person. Oh, they're here. They're already here. We're back.
Yes.
Like, what have I done? Nothing.
Summer's over.
Summer's over. And I just been so in the habit of meeting with students virtually. And I wasn't expecting this particular session was supposed to be virtual, but the student thought it was in person. And so anyway, it worked out. I was at my office that day, but there was no fanfare in terms of like, okay, getting ready. Now they're going to see it. It was just like, oh yeah, it's still my same office. And now we're in it. So obviously I can still do things. That was kind of an arbitrary timeline, but I feel like I have such a strong image of what it could be. I think I need to break it down, and like I have different pins on my Pinterest board, but I think I need to make a list of the things I need to source and then just kind of go through it one at a time, because I guess I'm a little bit paralyzed by the like idea of everything. And then like, it just doesn't happen. So I had been thinking about bringing in my plant for a long time.
Right.
So that was one thing I finally actually did.
Okay.
But it's a process. I just want to give myself the valley so that I can try to keep taking consistent actions to transform the space in the way that I envision.
It's not just hanging art, it's zhuzhing and making it feel more like having your personality come through in the office.
I mean, hanging art is a big part of it. I have to find the art that I want to hang.
Right.
And the photos that I want to do. And so that's part of the work. But ultimately, yes, the goal is that it's a warm and welcoming environment where my personality comes through. I'm like making good use of the space that I have. There was an opportunity to get a small fridge and it just wouldn't fit, unfortunately.
That's not really an opportunity then, is it? I don't know what that is.
I don't know. I couldn't make it work. And so I
also,
surrendered that.
Doesn't add to the decor.
No. It would have helped me keep my drinks cold.
Something else. Well, Malika, September is the work month. The theme for the
That's
happiness
true.
project we visited is work. So maybe by the end of September, you can add 3 more things to your office. And I think that you can't overthink it. Just
Yeah.
order on Etsy or Amazon something that's already framed, get some command hooks, throw it up.
Yeah.
And then you can always change it. You don't have to live with it forever. But just getting some things up there will then help you understand what you like or what you don't like. But
Yeah.
maybe by the end of September, you can move a little further in
Okay.
that direction.
I want to re-listen to your episode about romanticizing your office.
Yes, it was using the 5 senses to think
Yeah.
about your office space. And so this year I added the Afghan that I bought at the thrift
Right.
store when I was visiting you.
You mentioned that.
Yeah, it's so nice. It feels a little cozier now. You know, it's a little personality in my space. So it happens little by little. And I completely
Yeah.
relate to you. I had plans to rearrange all the furniture in my office. I've never felt like what the order or the way that I have it arranged is the perfect way, but just the amount of effort that takes. I'm like, maybe next
Yeah.
year.
All right. Well, before we go, we want to share some more listener peeks that folks sent us from our anniversary poll. So we want to share the good news.
Yes. And if you are interested in having us read your peak, there's still time left. You can go to our Instagram page and click on the link in the bio. And there's a survey there where you can leave your peaks for us to read.
We can also put it in the show notes.
It's also in the show notes. Yes.
All right. I will start us off. Rebecca says, I tried working more remotely during my husband's school break. I bought a portable monitor, which made double screens so much easier. We went to Vermont. I worked until 2 or 3 and then vacationed for the rest of the day. Very refreshing.
Oh, that sounds lovely.
Excellent.
Yes. Sandy from Wisconsin says, your discussion in a recent podcast about not being athletic resonated with me. I was the chubby slow kid in grade school, very often last in physical events. I'm 70 now. At age 56, I trained to do a triathlon with 25 other breast cancer survivors. Our team was named Team Phoenix, and we had finished the triathlon of surgery, chemo, and radiation, and now we were going to swim, bike, and run. And my athletic life began. I completed at least 10 more tries, but biking is my real love. Some summers I have ridden 5,000 miles. In July of this year, I rode 150 miles over 2 days to support the Lymphoma and Leukemia Society. The point is that it's never too late to discover your sport. P.S. While my goal in most events is to finish, I don't need to be first. I am secretly proud of the women I ride with and can beat up any hill are 10 years younger than me. Wow. Oh my goodness.
That's amazing. Congratulations, Sandy. Talk about an upward spiral.
That is so inspiring and encouraging. Sandy, thank you for that reminder. You're never too old to do great things or to push yourself or to accomplish athletic feats. And
yeah,
it sounds like you've gone through so much, but you are so strong and you have a great support team with you.
Thank you for sharing. That's wonderful, Sandy.
Beautiful.
Angie from Boston says, my peak is that since halfway day, I am taking baby steps in a few life categories to become unstuck. I'm interviewing for a new job and I've recommitted to my health and wellness goals. Yay, Angie.
Yay. Good way to use halfway day.
Yes.
To push yourself a little further.
I believe that you can win.
I believe that you can win. And Vanessa says, finishing a quilt. Wow.
Yay!
So impressive. I'm so impressed with all of you. Good job. Way to go, everyone.
Well, that brings us to the end. Azizi, let's leave on a happier thought. What are you going to try this week?
I'm going to get started with my 12th book. I have to think a little bit about what it's going to be, see what's in my queue, but that's what I'm going to do. Jump right in. What about you, Malika?
I am going to find an element to bring into my office.
Yes. Good.
Thank you for listening to this episode. You can find our show notes in the episode description. If you like us, please give us a 5-star rating, review us, and tell a friend. And don't forget to follow us.
Send us a message at happierladies@gmail.com and tell us something you liked about Happier and Happier in Hollywood this week.
Our show was edited by Magnus Bjorgum, and our theme music was created by Wyatt Muncie.
And we also want to give a special shout out to Gretchen Rubin, Liz Kraft, and Sarah Fain for inspiring our conversation each week.
You can find us on Instagram at happierladies and on the web at happierladies.com. All right, Azizi, have a happier week.
Have a happier week, Malika.
Bye.
Bye.
Wow, I can hear your basket.
Can you hear it?
Yes.
This is my basket. Can you hear it?
Sounds like a lot.
It's the right amount.
All right.
Just say that.
This podcast is part of the Sound Advice FM network. Sound Advice FM, women's voices amplified.